As we turn our attention to Christmas 2024, we start to look forward to what Christmas films may be in store for us this coming festive period. Red One. Perhaps the biggest Christmas movie, certainly by way of budget, if not expectation as well, is Red One, starring Dwayne Johnson, or The Rock, as you may or may not know him. This one is going to be a lot of fun, but maybe a little bit weird in parts as well. And the first thing to point out, this was expected to be released last year for Christmas 23, but was delayed due in part to the writers' strike. What's more, it was due to go straight onto Amazon Prime, it being produced by Amazon MGM Studios and all. However, it's now got a theatrical release. That has been 100% confirmed. So it'll hit cinemas in North America on the 15th of November, and in the UK it's a little earlier on the 8th of November, or so we believe at this point. In terms of the film itself, Red One is described as a Christmas action-adventure comedy, and it also stars Chris Evans and Lucy Liu, among others. The plot, well, in a not very festive mood, Santa has been kidnapped, and it's down to the North Pole head of security, played by Johnson, naturally, to team up with a hacker and bounty hunter by the name of Jack O'Malley. That role is played by Evans, and they need to track the big man down and rescue him in time for Christmas. This one should be good, but we've said that about any amount of Christmas films in years gone by. It has a great cast, a top director, and it's cost reportedly a whopping $250 million to make. And if you believe those reports, 50 million of that has gone straight to lead star Johnson. That Christmas. Another big Christmas movie for the family that is coming out in 2024, and it is the big Christmas animation film of the year, is That Christmas. It's described as a festive fantasy comedy, and it's produced by Locksmith Animation. It's got some pretty big names as far as the voicing of the movie is concerned, with Bill Nighy, Fiona Shaw and Brian Cox among the cast. That Christmas follows a series of entwined tales about love and loneliness, family and friends, and Santa Claus making a big mistake, not to mention an enormous amount of turkeys. That's the description given by Netflix anyway. And if you happen to be heading to the BFI London Film Festival this October, you may be able to catch the worldwide premiere of That Christmas at the South Bank Centre on 19th of October. Failing that, this one is going to be released over on Netflix, and it will be out in the US and the UK, that much we do know, and potentially some other markets as well. Keep your fingers crossed. It's an early December release, currently scheduled for 4th of December. A Sudden Case of Christmas. We've a veteran of the silver screen cast in a Christmas movie this year as well, with Danny DeVito appearing in another festive flick. DeVito of course starred in Deck the Halls back in 2006, and he's back in 2024 with the movie A Sudden Case of Christmas. DeVito plays a role of a grandfather who runs a rather grand hotel in the Italian Dolomites, that being a stunning snow-capped mountain range in Italy. His granddaughter is brought to the hotel for Christmas by her parents, where they somewhat unfestively plan to tell her that they're breaking up. And in a nice family tie-in here, the girl's mother is played by Lucy DeVito, which is of course both a real life and on-screen daughter of DeVito Sr. This was put in front of buyers at the Cannes Film Festival in May of this year, and distribution rights were acquired for North America by Shout Studios. According to them, it will get a November 7 release in the US in selected cinemas, and will hit DVD on the 19th of November. Yes, that is still a thing apparently. On the 7th of November though, MediaPlayNews.com reports that it will also be released on all major digital platforms, so that suggests we may yet see it on the likes of Netflix or Amazon Prime for this year, and hopefully, while no word can be found at the moment online, it will extend outside of the US with a little bit of luck as well. Athena Saves Christmas. Another movie scheduled for release in Christmas 2024 is Athena Saves Christmas. And this is another Christmas film for this year with a big name leading star. Cuba Gooding Jr. is playing the role of Sheriff Jacobs in this thrilling holiday adventure. The story is about a boy called Samuel and his dog Athena who must face a cunning mob boss to save Christmas. It looks uncertain whether this will make it as far as the UK this year, and despite being reported in many places that it is indeed being released in cinemas, we understand that it's actually just most likely to premiere on the streaming service Plex, that we understand is free, and it'll be released on Plex on 23rd of November. The Merry Gentleman. Nothing says Christmas like a romantic Christmas comedy on Netflix, and to fill that void in 2024, if indeed there was ever a void, then The Merry Gentleman steps up to the plate. Starring Chad Michael Murray and Britt Robertson, among others, it tells the story of a small-town performing arts venue which is struggling and looks likely to close. A former big city dancer wants to help save his parents' business though, and so decides to stage an all-male Christmas-themed revue. Can things turn around? We suspect it will, given that it's a Christmas film, but we're going to have to wait till November 20th to really find out. The best Christmas pageant ever. Another Christmas movie that is definitely family focused coming for 2024 is The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. It is based off a 1972 children's novel of the same name, essentially telling the story of 6, and I quote, misfit children, end quote, who go and volunteer to appear in their town's Christmas pageant and end up teaching the entire town the true meaning of Christmas. I'll be honest, I've never heard of the novel myself, but it's kind of cool that Christmas stories still do exist that haven't already been turned into a film and ultimately ruined, as so many are when they go to film. However, our hopes are high for this one. And that is in part due to a pretty strong looking cast, with the likes of Judy Greer, who has an impressive career, having appeared in the likes of What Women Want, 30 and Going on 30, 27 Dresses, The Wedding Planner, Jurassic World, and many others. Greer plays the role of Grace Bradley, with Pete Holmes co-starring as Bob Bradley. Holmes may not quite have the filmography to his CV of that of his co-star. However, he's known for his comedic writing, having scripted at least 2 HBO shows, and he's authored a book, and we make it this his 3rd motion picture he'll have starred in as many years, so perhaps his star is certainly on the rise. The original novel was narrated in first-person perspective by the daughter of the pageant's director, and it appears as though the movie is going to follow a similar approach. The brilliant Lauren Graham narrates. You may know her from quite a few big movies and productions such as Evan Almighty, The Pacifier, and not to mention her role as Lorelai in the super popular TV series Gilmore Girls. Perhaps, however, most notably for our channel and website, she starred in Bad Santa as Willie's love interest. Willie, of course, played by Billy Bob Thornton. What a film that was. The Best Christmas Pageant Ever is due to be released in cinemas across the US on November 8th. As of yet, there's no release date set for the UK, but hopefully we will see some news on that soon. And while I open this by referencing it as a family movie, just by way of disclaimer, we don't have visibility of a certification on this movie yet. That is TBC. And that is it for this video. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope you've enjoyed our first video on our brand new YouTube channel. We've been producing Christmas content over on feelchristmassy.com for probably more than 10 years now, including exclusive interviews with cast members and production people in big Hollywood Christmas films. We've got recipes and all sorts of fun stuff on there. So check our website out and please subscribe to our channel. We're going to try and keep the films coming, or the content coming, over this festive period.